I was lucky enough as an ambassador for World Vision to have an opportunity to go to Ethiopia and do a documentary about fair trade coffee, about what a difference that makes for the farmers. I've just been so inspired reading everything about your company and watching everything, the bit just before talking about Families First and the co-impact program you have is exactly what I discovered during that documentary in my time in Ethiopia. Should I explain a bit what the company is? Yeah.
Please do.
I told you I talk too much. So
no. That was my next question. Is somehow you met a man named Dukali?
Dukali was a farmer, and I was filming with him, and I did about a half day's work, and it was very hard work. I know many of you have been on site to many of these countries where you source from, and it's incredibly inspiring. This man was now able, because of methane gas converters and because of help from World Vision, to actually live beyond the cycle of poverty. He had 5 kids with a 6th on the way. He worked 7 days a week. We planted trees. I planted 2 trees in the name of my kids, which are now bearing fruit or coffee beans. And I made a promise to Dukali that I would do whatever I could to help him out. I wasn't sure what that would be, and soon afterwards I came back and we started Laughing Man Coffee, which I give, thanks, got a fan. I give back all my profits to the foundation, which supports the farmers. By the way, can I share the term Farmers First? I loved that when I was hearing from Corey before, Farmers First. And I wanted to create, in the spirit of Paul Newman and what he did with Newman's Own, I wanted to create a company that supplied employment, that gave jobs, had a great product that was ethically sourced, and ultimately really gave back to the source, to the farmers and the communities that support those farmers. So that we created that in 2010. So,
it was amazing. Hugh and I and Emily were talking last night, and he was asking how I came to doTERRA, which I won't take any of Hugh's time with, but co-impact sourcing was the thing that grabbed my heart, and I saw you as the one person who was doing co-impact sourcing as well. You start Dukali's Dream with a quote that I love by Nelson Mandela, which says, like slavery and apartheid, poverty is not natural. It is man-made, and it can be overcome and eradicated by the action of human beings. Give me a quick update on Dukali. So that was 10 years ago. You met him, you started a foundation, you went to the United Nations, and now I've kind of lost touch with Dukali.
I haven't. We're in touch. We write letters to each other. His children are doing really well. He lives in a great house. He's a leader in his community. We, like exactly what you guys do at doTERRA, we buy directly from the farmers. We give them a far better price. We support them in terms of their community. We just put 100 kids through college. We fixed 40 homes. And I think at the moment, getting the letters from Dukali is the best. His wife sent us a video and she just had tears streaming down her face because whether it's Laughing Man with coffee, 1 cup of coffee at a time, or whether it's doTERRA with oils, one drop of oil at a time, this is real difference. Massive difference. And my father was a senior partner at Pricewaterhouse. He was a businessman his whole life, but he always said to me, good business is good for everyone. If it's not good for everyone, it's not a good business.
I hope anyone who hasn't seen Dukali's Dream, I hope you'll go get it. You can get it on Amazon. There's a moment in the movie when you capture what so many of us have felt who have gone on these co-impact sourcing trips, and you meet them for the first time. This Corey and the growers, it's powerful, it makes sense, but until you're in that village, you see them on the dirt floor, you see them working harder than we've ever worked in our lives. And you say, and they ask you about your coffee, and you say, it's not just an intellectual exercise of economics, It's about a guy with a wife and 5 children.
Yeah. Thanks, man. It's real people. It's real lives. And what I've seen, and many of you have seen firsthand, when you offer not just a handout, but a hand up, that is such meaningful change. And of course, there are places around the world, even in America, where at times we need to give a hand out. There are crises that need to be responded to. But when you offer someone a way out of the cycle of poverty that may have existed for generations, you literally see tears streaming down their face and happiness. And as you know, and many of you know, when you... Sorry to hand my back to you. I don't like doing that. Sorry, you've got Kirk. I'll just... you can see Kirk. That's your wife? But you don't want to see Kirk. You get to sleep with Kirk. Did you see that one? Yeah. I've lost my train of thought. But it's a wonderful thing you're doing, and I'm thrilled to be here to support it. And this energy in this room just shows that it's all about heart at the end of the day.
Ritual that you evolved into. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So, this will sound like an actor making things up, but there is actually a doTERRA oil steam vaporizer in my bed. Oh, my wife has it everywhere. Yeah, careful. If you have a gift bag with a doTERRA vapor dispenser under your seat, careful, because I could well come and grab it. I'm just saying. There's one right there. Gotcha. J2. Got it. Okay. But I found the best time to actually invest in that imagination or in dreaming. This could be anything. This can be about your kids, your family, your job, anything. So just before I go to bed, I used to, have the TV on, or I'd read, or whatever. In that time before lying down and falling asleep, that's when I feel it's the strongest time. Almost just before you go off to sleep, that dream-like state is the best time to really imagine. When I say imagine, like an actor imagines make-believe, smell it, hear the sounds and the voices around it, picture it clearly, 100%. The clearer the film in your head as you go off to sleep, the more real it will be when it comes true.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that commitment and family commitment to charity has done for your family?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the word family. I was brought up in the church from when I was 5. My father, I remember, it was a big deal. I got 10 cents pocket money. And my father used to sit down and break down the 10 cents with me on a sheet of paper. 2 cents for entertainment, 2 cents for candy, and 1 cent, 10% of the money, to the church. And so, as I got older, he said, and that's up to you, I would also encourage, on top of your 10%, I would encourage 10% back to the community, or charity work. Both my parents always did charity work, volunteering. My father, when he retired, went and worked as an organisation, executives overseas, so he was an accountant for startups in third world countries, just sharing his knowledge, and he did it for free. My mother still volunteers at the cafe, the Good Samaritan Cafe in England where she lives. So my point being, I grew up with it. It is natural to me. I think it should be natural to, and I think as parents we need to show that to our children, that we, of course you have to look after your immediate family, and beyond that, the rings of influence just grow. And so you look after your own town where you live and do things, volunteering, and then your country and your civic duty to your country, and then the world. And if you're doing things right, you brought your kids up right, I think those those rings or those circles just grow and grow and grow. And of course, anyone, and yeah, I'm counting everyone in this room who does that, realize the more you give, the more you get back.